You ever listen to K-Billy's Super Sounds of the 70s? That's a line we hear in the opening scene of a cinematic masterpiece, Pulp Fiction. This 1994 American crime film, directed by the auteur Quentin Tarantino, is a woven tapestry of interlocking narratives, complex characters, and unforgettable dialogues. Our story begins in a rather unassuming setting, a cozy diner. Over a breakfast of muffins and coffee, we meet two characters, Honey Bunny and Pumpkin. They're not your average couple, mind you. They're a pair of petty criminals who've been robbing liquor stores and gas stations. But as they sip their coffee and munch on their breakfast, they start contemplating a change of strategy. Their conversation is casual, almost nonchalant. Yet it's packed with tension, a Tarantino trademark. They talk about the risks of their current line of work, the unpredictability of store owners, and the potential danger from armed customers. It's an ordinary conversation, but it's laced with an undercurrent of danger, a foreshadowing of the thrilling events to come. As Pumpkin sips his coffee, he proposes a novel idea. Why not rob restaurants? He argues that the element of surprise is on their side. People are relaxed, and no one expects a robbery over breakfast. Honey Bunny, initially taken aback, warms up to the idea. She's drawn into the thrill, the audacity of it, and you as a viewer are drawn into their world, their audacious plan. And then, as Honey Bunny echoes Pumpkin's sentiment with a chilling "I love you, Pumpkin," and Pumpkin responds "I love you, Honey Bunny," they decide they're going to rob the diner. An average breakfast in an average diner suddenly transforms into the stage for a daring heist. And just like that, an ordinary breakfast conversation takes a thrilling turn. The stage is set, the characters are in place, and we, the viewers, are strapped in for a wild, unforgettable ride into the world of Pulp Fiction. You know what they call a quarter pounder with cheese in Paris? So begins the tale of Vincent Vega, a hitman with a philosophical bent. He's not your average triggerman, he's a thinker, a conversationalist. And he's about to find himself in an unusual situation, babysitting his boss's wife, Mia Wallace. Marsellus Wallace, the boss in question, is a man of power and influence, and his wife Mia is a charismatic, mysterious woman with a penchant for $5 milkshakes and intriguing conversation. Vincent's task is simple: keep her company while Marsellus is out of town. However, as we soon discover, nothing is ever simple in the world of Pulp Fiction. The evening takes an unexpected turn when they end up at Jack Rabbit Slim's, a 50s SS-themed restaurant where Mia and Vincent participate in an impromptu twist contest. The dance, an iconic moment in cinema, is a respite from the tension of the evening, a surreal interlude in an otherwise fraught situation. Their chemistry is palpable, the dance floor their battleground, but the night is far from over. After their triumphant dance, Mia finds Vincent's stash of high-grade heroin, mistakes it for cocaine, and overdoses. The scene that follows is a tense, frantic race against time as Vincent struggles to save Mia's life. The sequence is intense, raw, and utterly unforgettable. It's a stark reminder of the harsh realities of their world, a world where life hangs by a thread and choices have lethal consequences. The night ends with a sobering realization. Vincent saves Mia's life with a shot of adrenaline straight to the heart, a move as daring as it is desperate. They part ways with a pact of silence, forever bound by the shared secret of a night that went horribly wrong. A night that began with a twist ends with a near-death experience. The story of Vincent Vega and Marsellus Wallace's wife is a wild ride, a twisted tale of loyalty, risk, and the unexpected turns that life can take. It's a night they'll never forget. A night that forever changes the course of their lives. 5 long years he wore this watch up his ass. A sentence that, out of context, is bewildering at best. Yet in the world of Pulp Fiction, it's the launchpad for our third story, revolving around the character of Butch Coolidge, a seasoned boxer at the twilight of his career. Butch's story is one of defiance and survival, a narrative that finds its roots in a gold watch. This isn't just any watch. It's a symbol of family heritage, of legacy, and of the lengths one man would go to preserve it. Passed down through generations of Coolidge men, this gold watch has seen war and peace, love and loss, life and death. When Butch's father dies in a POW camp, he ensures the watch reaches his son, even if it means hiding it in the most unlikely of places. Our story takes an unexpected turn when Butch, despite having an agreement with Marsellus Wallace, refuses to throw his final fight. This act of rebellion sets a chain of events into motion that sees Butch on the run, hunted by Wallace's men, Yet it's not the boxing ring or the fury of Marsellus Wallace that becomes the centerpiece of Butch's story. Instead, it's the gold watch. After escaping the boxing match, Butch finds himself returning to his apartment, risking his life for this small piece of metal. It's a testament to the power of legacy, the weight of history that can make a man risk everything. Butch's story is a roller coaster ride of adrenaline and emotion, one that takes us from the gritty boxing ring to the dangerous underworld of LA's crime scene. But at its core, it's a story about a man, a watch, and the lengths he'll go to protect it. In the end, it's not the fight, but the watch that changes Butch's life. It's a reminder that sometimes it's the smallest things that can have the biggest impact. And in the world of Pulp Fiction, a gold watch can be the difference between life and death. I'm a mushroom cloud-laying motherfucker. That's our introduction to the fourth story of Quentin Tarantino's Pulp Fiction, aptly named The Bonnie Situation. It's a wild ride from the get-go, filled with unexpected twists and turns worthy of the master of nonlinear storytelling himself. This segment begins with Vincent and his partner Jules, two hitmen who've just finished a job. But their day is far from over. A series of misfortunes unfold, beginning with an accidental shooting in the back seat of their car. Now they've got a mess on their hands, literally and figuratively, and a ticking clock. Bonnie, Jules' friend's wife, will be home in a few hours, and the last thing they need is for her to find a blood-soaked car in her garage. Enter Winston Wolfe, known simply as the Wolf. He's a fixer, the go-to guy when things go south in the criminal underworld. With a calm demeanor and a sharp mind, he's the beacon of hope in this messy situation. He doesn't just solve problems, he makes them disappear. The Wolf is a testament to Tarantino's knack for creating memorable characters, even in the briefest of screen times. Under the Wolf's guidance, Vincent and Jules clean up their mess, dispose of the evidence, and barely manage to avert disaster before Bonnie walks through the door. It's a tense, nail-biting sequence, made all the more impactful by the fast-paced dialogue and the characters' desperate attempts to maintain control amidst chaos. This fourth story in Pulp Fiction serves as a stark reminder of the unpredictability of the criminal world. It's a world where even the most mundane tasks can spiral into life or death situations. It's a world where even the best laid plans can go awry. So what's the takeaway from the Bonnie situation? In the world of crime, even the best laid plans can go awry. That's when you know you've found somebody special. And Quentin Tarantino's Pulp Fiction is indeed something special. It's a tapestry of interconnected tales, each one contributing to a larger, more complex narrative. The movie's unique structure, where the end is the beginning and the beginning is somewhere in the middle, keeps us on our toes, constantly engaged and guessing. This film masterfully blends humor and violence, creating a cinematic experience that's as funny as it is thrilling. The dialogues, sharp and memorable, have etched themselves into the annals of film history, shaping the language of pop culture. Each story in Pulp Fiction, whether it's a conversation over breakfast or a desperate scramble to hide evidence, ties together to form a vivid portrait of a world where crime and comedy coexist, where chaos is just another day at the office. And so, in the world of Pulp Fiction, crime, comedy, and chaos collide in an unforgettable cinematic experience.